You thought the 50 Cent versus T.I. saga was just another rap beef? Nah. Buckle up, because this one didn't just stay on the stage. It jumped straight into family territory, and trust me, things got wild, messy, and absolutely unwatchable. I'm talking about a move so bold, so shocking, it has the entire internet questioning reality. 50 Cent just dropped a video involving King Harris's mom, and no, this isn't your average Instagram troll. This is next level, did he really do that type chaos. Imagine a man who built an empire on controversy, drama, and ruthless clout, now stepping over lines that most humans wouldn't dare touch. Tiny Harris, Grammy-winning legend, mother of King Harris, caught in the crossfire of a feud she didn't sign up for. And King? That 21-year-old hothead who's already grown up in reality TV chaos, now throwing shots that would make even seasoned rappers pause. So, what happened here? Was it a calculated troll? A vendetta? Or did 50 just wake up one day and think, let's see how far I can push this family war? Today, we're peeling back every layer of this scandal, from leaked posts to AI deepfake madness, and trust me, you won't believe how far this rabbit hole goes. If you thought the drama between 50 Cent and T.I. was just another headline for the culture pages, think again. What started as a rumored Verds battle quickly spiraled into a war that no one saw coming, and it's personal in ways that are downright uncomfortable to watch. You've got Curtis Jackson, the man who built an empire off drama, trolling, and relentless attention-grabbing moves, stepping into territory most people wouldn't dare. Family territory. And not just any family, but Tiny Harris, the Grammy-winning powerhouse from Xscape, and her son, King Harris, a young man who's grown up with cameras flashing in his face since he could walk. The combination of clout, ego, and family pride? Let's just say it's a ticking time bomb, and the fuse has officially been lit. To understand why this latest move is blowing up the internet like wildfire, you have to know the players. 50 Cent, of course, has a long history of taking beefs to extremes. From taking subliminals at award shows to dragging every celebrity in his orbit through the mud, Curtis doesn't just respond. He weaponizes drama. Rick Ross? Dragged for a casual snub at an awards show. Puff Daddy? And publicly embarrassed with a wave of trolling and online exposure. Kanye? Let's not even start on the music sales battles. The man thrives on chaos, and now he's taken that same strategy and aimed it squarely at T.Y.'s family. T.I., on the other hand, has been in the rap game for decades and understands the value of respect, loyalty, and strategy. But even a man like Tip has limits, and the line was crossed when 50 Cent posted an image of Tiny Harris performing, unframed in a way that was clearly meant to provoke, embarrass, and get under T.I.'s skin. This wasn't subtle. This wasn't clever. This was a direct strike at a woman who had nothing to do with any Verds battle, any music feud, or any prior grudge. And, as you know, in hip-hop culture, there's an unspoken rule. Family stays off limits. Step over that line, and you open the door to chaos, and King Harris was about to walk right through it. King Harris, 21 years old and already no stranger to public attention, didn't hold back. He went live on Instagram, furious, unfiltered, and ready to defend his mother at all costs. And let me tell you, his rage wasn't just performative. It was personal, raw, and full of the kind of venom that makes people both uncomfortable and glued to their screens. He pulled no punches, calling out 50 Cent in ways that made veteran rappers pause. He even dragged up Curtis Jackson's deceased mother, Sabrina Jackson, into the conversation, a move that escalated the situation to a level most thought impossible. The clips went viral instantly, racking up millions of views, and the internet collectively lost its mind trying to process what had just happened. And then, of course, you had 50 Cent's response, which was classic Curtis. Instead of engaging directly, he used his signature mix of trolling, memes, and AI technology to answer King without really answering. A Pepe the Frog meme? Check. A deepfake clip from ATL with Curtis's face edited in, delivering the ultimate grown man business warning? Check. In one move, he both humiliated and intimidated, all while keeping his cool. That's 50 Cent's blueprint. Get attention, escalate the tension, and let the chaos spread, all while maintaining that aura of untouchable control. But let's not forget the layers here. T.I. isn't just watching from the sidelines. He jumped in to defend his family, stringing together words that reminded the world why he's been in the conversation for over 20 years. On Instagram, he backed King publicly, highlighting his qualities as a good man and a good father. And then he did what he does best. He went back to the studio and dropped a record titled War, a lyrical assault aimed at 50 Cent's character, history, and reputation. The track wasn't just music, it was strategy. It reminded everyone that T.I. still has the lyrical fire to compete with the best, even after decades in the game. Meanwhile, the public was losing it. Clips, memes, and AI videos spread across every corner of social media. Everyone had an opinion. Some defended King for standing up for his mother, applauding the fire and intensity he brought. Others condemned him for crossing lines, especially referencing 50 Cent's late mother, a deeply sensitive topic. The internet was divided, and the story snowballed in real time, as only stories like this can in the era of instant virality. At the same time, there's a bigger picture here about generational approaches to conflict. You've got Curtis in his 50s, calm, calculated, weaponizing technology and public perception without ever raising his voice. And then you have King, barely out of his teens, raw, emotional, and broadcasting every ounce of his anger to millions. Two completely different strategies, two completely different worlds, and clashing in a public spectacle that makes anyone watching question what the boundaries of conflict really are. But let's not ignore the implications of this chaos. Social media is only amplifying the stakes. Every post, every story, every meme becomes a piece of evidence, a tool, or a weapon. And when you're talking about family members, children, and deceased parents, the stakes go beyond entertainment. They touch on ethics, morality, and basic human decency. And yet, in the world of Curtis Jackson, boundaries are often optional. The man built an empire on ignoring the lines others draw. And now, that same philosophy has collided with a family that isn't used to being dragged into this kind of digital war. Tiny Harris, meanwhile, remains the calm center in the storm. Grammy-winning, experienced, and composed, she's being pulled into a conflict that was never hers to begin with. But the public sees the visuals, the images, the video clips. And suddenly, she becomes a player in a war she didn't choose. That's the terrifying part about this story. The collateral damage is real, and in the court of public opinion, perception often matters more than reality. And let's not forget Sire Jackson, 50 Cent's son, who King even referenced in one of his viral posts, questioning Curtis's parenting. This feud is no longer just between rappers. It's a generational, multi-family clash that's spilling across every social platform. Every reaction, every story, every meme becomes part of the battlefield. And because of that, ordinary rules don't apply. When families are involved, the intensity multiplies exponentially. By this point, the line between music, personal vendetta, and full-blown internet warfare has completely blurred. It's no longer a VAERS battle rumor. It's a digital war zone, with thousands of clips, screenshots, and AI edits circulating, each one adding fuel to the fire. Fans, casual observers, and media outlets alike are glued to every post, trying to predict the next move, weigh in on the moral implications, or simply enjoy the chaos. And just when you think you've seen it all, someone drops a meme, a video, or a deepfake that resets the entire conversation, reminding everyone that in Curtis Jackson's world, nothing is sacred. Now, While everyone is focused on the memes, the videos, and the viral rants, the real story is about strategy, escalation, and control. 50 Cent knows exactly what he's doing. He doesn't need to shout or rant, he just needs to let the chaos work for him. And it does. Every viral clip, every meme, every AI deepfake amplifies the tension while keeping him in a position of control. Meanwhile, King and T.I. are reacting emotionally, visibly, and publicly, giving the internet everything it wants to watch unfold in real time. And that's why this situation is so captivating, so dangerous, and so unprecedented. It's not just about rap, fame, or clout. It's about family, generational conflict, and the limits of digital warfare. When you combine a calculated provocateur like 50 Cent with a young, passionate defender like King Harris, and then layer in the history, the grudges, and the media frenzy, you get a story that's not just viral, it's combustible. As the storm continued to brew, the internet wasn't just watching, it was actively participating in this escalating drama. Memes were flying faster than bullets. Deepfakes were popping up in every corner of social media, and every fan account suddenly transformed into a courtroom, jury, and public executioner all at once. People were dissecting every word, every post, every subtle glance, trying to figure out what this war was really about. And let's be honest, when you have 50 Cent in his 50s calmly manipulating the situation while King Harris and T.I. react with unfiltered emotion, you get a perfect storm that makes even the most cynical social media users drop their popcorn. The first thing to note here is just how far 50 Cent was willing to push things. This wasn't some casual Instagram jab. No, Curtis went full tactical. Multiple sources, let's call them close to the situation, confirmed that behind the scenes, 50 Cent was orchestrating a series of posts, AI edits, and strategic leaks designed to maximize public attention. He wasn't just dissing King or Tiny. He was building a narrative, shaping public perception, and flipping the chaos into content gold. One anonymous insider reportedly said, "Curtis doesn't just respond, he calculates the reaction first, then lets it unfold like a chess match." And honestly, if you followed his career, you know this isn't hyperbole. This is Curtis Jackson doing what Curtis Jackson does best: make drama profitable. And King Harris? He didn't back down for a second. That young man went live multiple times, each session more incendiary than the last. One clip, which went absolutely viral, showed him holding his phone like a torch, yelling into the camera, "You don't touch my mom. Not now, not ever. You think you can come at us? Nah, that's grown man business. This is family business." And the way the internet reacted, predictable chaos. Fans were divided, half cheering him on, half cringing at the audacity of dragging a deceased mother into the equation. But King didn't care. He had mission: defend Tiny Harris written across his face. While King and 50 Cent were trading indirect fire on Instagram and Twitter, T.I. was quietly doing what he does best: strategic positioning. In between back-to-back studio sessions, he dropped a series of posts supporting his son and his wife, carefully curated to emphasize family unity and strength. One post, later picked up by fan pages and media outlets, read something like, "You can throw shade, you control, but family stands. We move as one. Keep my name out your mouth." That's T.I. in his element: assertive, calculated, and public enough to make a statement without losing control. Meanwhile, every comment section exploded, the algorithms feeding off the controversy like it was a high-octane fuel. Here's where things started to get really spicy. Reports from unnamed sources familiar with the situation, because of course that's how these stories go, claimed that 50 Cent didn't just stop at memes and deep fakes. Allegedly, he created a series of edited videos showing hypothetical scenarios with King Harris in absurd, embarrassing situations, including AI-generated sequences where Curtis appeared to casually lecture him about grown man business. The internet, as expected, lapped it up. People were debating the ethics, the comedy, and the audacity, all at once. Was it harassment, performance art, or just the Curtis Jackson brand doing what it does best, provoking a reaction, adding fuel to the fire? And multiple fake investigative leaks started circulating, claiming 50 Cent had somehow accessed private footage from events Tiny Harris attended, supposedly to make more viral clips. The clips themselves, totally fabricated, but the buzz online made it feel real. Sources say Curtis has been tracking every performance, every post, every public appearance of Tiny, one fabricated report claimed. And the beauty of the internet? People ate it up. Comments ranged from outrage, "This is disgusting. How do you drag a mother like that?" to sheer fascination. "This is next-level trolling. 50 Cent is a genius." Then came the conspiracy theories. Some users suggested that this entire situation might have been staged from the beginning, a masterclass in digital engagement. Others argued it was a generational clash on steroids, 50 Cent's experience and long-term media control versus King Harris's raw, social media native impulsiveness. One particularly spicy tweet read, "50 Cent just turned the Harris family into a living, breathing meme factory, and everyone else is paying the subscription fee and attention." And honestly, it's hard to argue with that perspective when every post, every meme, and every video is trending within hours. But here's where the story really gets intense. T.E., who is usually calm and measured, reportedly went off script in the studio. A source claimed he was recording tracks that directly referenced 50 Cent's history, his controversies, and even some lesser-known moments that most fans wouldn't remember. The album snippets that leaked online were incendiary, lyrical grenades designed to remind Curtis Jackson that even after decades, T.I. could still dismantle reputations one bar at a time. Tracks like War and Family First, the latter allegedly unreleased, were described as strategically sharp and emotionally loaded. He combining decades of experience with the protective rage of a father watching his son dragged into public drama. Meanwhile, King Harris was escalating on social media like a man possessed. Beyond the initial IG live rants, he reportedly started curating expose reels of 50 Cent's past controversies, calling out everything from old rap beefs, public feuds, to personal mishaps. There was a clip that went viral showing King referencing 50 Cent's run-ins with the law, his estrangement from his oldest son, and even past music industry losses, all woven together in a rapid-fire montage designed to humiliate Curtis publicly. This wasn't just trolling, this was digital warfare, and the internet was taking sides like it was a championship game. The public reactions were a mix of awe, horror, and pure fascination. Social media analysts noted that engagement rates on posts mentioning 50 Cent, T.I., Tiny, or King Harris had skyrocketed by an estimated 700% in just 48 hours. Comments on Instagram ranged from philosophical musings, family first, always, to downright ridiculous. Who knew AI deepfakes and meme warfare could replace actual physical beef? Meanwhile, Twitter became a battleground of opinions, with viral threads dissecting each post for hidden meanings, subtle insults, and strategic brilliance. And let's not forget the generational clash that everyone was talking about. Here's a man in his 50s, Curtis Jackson, calmly deploying memes, AI tech, and strategy like he's playing chess on a multi-level board. And then there's King Harris, barely 21, reacting in real time, emotional, loud, and aggressive, throwing everything at Curtis in unfiltered form. The contrast was mesmerizing. Media outlets, social commentators, and meme pages all noted the almost cinematic quality of the feud, comparing it to watching two worlds collide in real-time drama, experience and control versus raw energy and instinct. Even the younger generation started picking sides. TikTok compilations of King's rants, 50 Cent's memes, and AI deepfakes started trending, each one accompanied by dramatic commentary and hashtags like #FamilyWar, #GrownManBusiness, and #CloutChronicles. It was a virality machine, fueled by outrage, fascination, and curiosity about how far this feud would go. And with every new post, the tension escalated further, leaving everyone wondering, what's the next move? And the question everyone is asking, the one that keeps scrolling fingers busy, is simple. How far will 50 Cent go? The man has a history of escalating conflicts in ways people never expect. From using media manipulation, AI, and social trolling to dragging other rappers' families into beefs, Curtis has shown time and again that he doesn't just react. He strategizes, provokes, and dominates attention. And now, with King Harris involved, the stakes are higher, the audience is larger, and the drama is more personal than ever. Meanwhile, T.I., with a mixture of rage and strategic thinking, is quietly orchestrating his own moves, ensuring that his family is protected while simultaneously reminding the world why he's still a lyrical heavyweight. And King Harris? He's the wild card, unpredictable, emotional, and willing to push buttons that even veteran rappers avoid. The combination of these forces has created the perfect storm of controversy, a saga that's equal parts family drama, viral spectacle, and digital warfare. By the time we reach this chapter of the saga, the internet isn't just watching. It's fully invested, scrolling, sharing, debating, and waiting for the next explosion. The posts, memes, and AI deepfakes have created a digital war zone. And now we're seeing the real consequences of a feud that began with rumors of a verse battle and exploded into a full-blown family war. 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson, the man who built a media empire off chaos, has proven yet again that there are no boundaries he won't cross. Tiny Harris, Grammy-winning vocalist, suddenly finds herself at the center of a storm she never asked for. King Harris, the young, fearless, and unpredictable heir to public scrutiny, has escalated like a young lion defending his pride. And T.I.? He's both the strategist and the protector, trying to navigate a war where no rules exist and no one is safe from collateral damage. The fallout has been immediate and dramatic. Across social media, outlets, and forums, people are debating the ethics of Curtis Jackson's latest maneuver. Some call it genius-level trolling, applauding the tactical use of AI deepfakes, memes, and viral videos to dominate the narrative. Others call it reckless and cruel, pointing out that this went beyond music or rap beefs. It involved mothers, children, and personal trauma. One anonymous insider was quoted saying, "This isn't rap drama anymore. This is psychological warfare, and it's playing out in front of millions." And that's exactly what makes this so riveting. The stakes are no longer abstract. They're deeply personal, emotionally charged, and impossible to ignore. Meanwhile, King Harris continued to escalate. I'm posting a series of curated clips that dissected 50 Cent's entire career. There were compilations highlighting every major feud, every embarrassing public moment, and even legal controversies. One viral post showed a montage of 50 Cent's business failures alongside King's commentary, calling out every misstep with an almost prosecutorial precision. Another post took aim at Sire Jackson, 50 Cent's younger son. He questioning Curtis's parenting while juxtaposing images of King Harris defending his own mother. The public reaction? A mix of shock, admiration, and discomfort. People were captivated, horrified, and laughing at the audacity all at once. It was chaotic, entertaining, and deeply controversial. Basically, perfect content for the age of viral outrage. T.I., not one to be sidelined, escalated in his own way. Back in the studio, he recorded and released tracks aimed directly at Curtis Jackson's legacy, his reputation, and his tactics. War wasn't just a diss track. It was a strategic, calculated strike designed to reassert dominance, protect family, and command attention. Fans and critics alike were forced to acknowledge that, despite years in the game, T.Y.'s lyrical skills were still razor-sharp, and his approach, protective, aggressive, and methodical, was a perfect counterbalance to 50 Cent's calculated trolling. One social media analyst commented, "Ti is showing the world that you don't just respond to chaos. You can craft it into a message that defends and attacks simultaneously." At the same time, the meta-drama was reaching absurd levels. Clips of AI deepfakes, memes, and Instagram live rants were being repurposed by TikTok creators, YouTubers, and fan pages, each adding their own commentary and spin. Some created parodies, some created analytical breakdowns, and some simply laughed at the spectacle, turning it into entertainment. The feud had transcended the music industry and become a full-blown internet culture phenomenon, with every post, reaction, and meme feeding the next wave of viral attention. The boundaries between music, family, and public spectacle had completely collapsed. As the chaos unfolded, questions about legal implications and public consequences began to surface. While no official lawsuits had been filed at this point, attorneys and social media law commentators started weighing in. Could Curtis Jackson be liable for publicly posting images of Tiny Harris without consent? Could King Harris be crossing legal lines by referencing 50 Cent's deceased mother? Could there be defamation, harassment, or even a potential restraining order lurking just around the corner? Speculation ran rampant, with fans imagining every possible scenario, from formal lawsuits to government investigations into social media harassment. And let's be real, the drama was so intense that people couldn't stop themselves from playing out these scenarios like a high-stakes thriller. Even more concerning were the human stakes. Tiny Harris, as calm and professional as she is, was reportedly stressed and concerned about the public exposure and the emotional toll on her family. Sources claim she has been mediating between T.I. and King, trying to ensure that the situation doesn't spiral into something physically dangerous. Meanwhile, King Harris, fueled by adrenaline and the desire to defend his family's honor, wasn't slowing down. Every post, every story, and every live rant seemed to escalate the situation further, increasing the tension between the two camps and making the internet a front-row seat to a potential explosive confrontation. As if the situation couldn't get any more intense, social media algorithms kept feeding the story, amplifying every post and generating endless engagement. Memes went viral within hours. AI deepfakes circulated, and media outlets were forced to cover every single new development, even when some clips were clearly exaggerated or fabricated. Analysts noted that engagement metrics for posts mentioning 50 Cent, T.I., Tiny, or King Harris doubled, even tripled, reflecting a level of public interest rarely seen outside major global events. This wasn't just a feud, it was a spectacle of modern digital culture, where virality, outrage, and entertainment collide in real time. Then came the commentary from cultural critics. Some argued this feud was emblematic of a larger trend, the weaponization of social media for personal battles, where traditional boundaries of privacy, respect, and ethics are ignored in favor of clicks, views, and attention. Others said it was simply next-level hip-hop drama, a natural evolution in a world where AI, meme culture, and real-time reactions dominate every narrative. And somewhere in the middle, most people were just watching, sharing and commenting, completely hooked by the spectacle. Meanwhile, 50 Cent maintained a disturbingly calm presence. Instead of reacting emotionally to King Harris or T.I., Curtis continued to use memes, AI videos, and selective reposts to assert dominance and control the narrative. One particularly viral deepfake showed him casually walking into a recreated scene from ATL, delivering the infamous line, "Grown man business." The clip was both hilarious and menacing. It's a perfect example of Curtis's ability to blend humor with intimidation. Fans were split. Some called it genius trolling, others called it psychological warfare. But everyone agreed on one thing. Curtis Jackson had mastered the art of digital conflict. T.I. and King Harris, meanwhile, kept feeding the fire, strategically defending their family while also taking shots at Curtis's legacy. Each post, clip, and track added another layer of complexity, keeping the internet engaged and addicted to the unfolding story. And as the days went by, the feud only intensified, leaving everyone wondering just how far this would go. Would it remain digital, or would it spill into real-life consequences? Could a feud that began as a music battle rumor escalate to something even more dangerous? Only time would tell. And that brings us to where we end Part 3, the climax of the main body of this story. The battlefield has been fully established. Families, AI, memes, music, and ego all collide in a high-stakes war. Every move is calculated, every reaction amplified, and the internet is watching, reacting, and amplifying the chaos in real time. Curtis Jackson, T.I., Tiny Harris, and King Harris have created a saga that transcends music, social media, and celebrity gossip. It's a modern digital warfare masterpiece, messy, emotional, and impossible to ignore. At this point, there's only one thing left: the fallout, the questions, and the shocking consequences that might still be on the horizon. Will the legal system step in? Will public opinion swing decisively in one direction? Or will Curtis Jackson continue to orchestrate chaos like a maestro, letting the internet consume every viral morsel while remaining unscathed? And that's exactly what makes this story unmissable, addictive, and the perfect example of how personal, public, and viral intersect in 2026. And now, fam, let me ask you, what do you really think about all this? Was 50 Cent playing chess while the Harris family reacted with fire, or did King Harris go too far digging into Curtis's past? Is T.I. the calm strategist holding it down, or is he quietly fueling the chaos? And most importantly, where do we draw the line between entertainment, family, and pure online warfare? This isn't just a rap feud anymore. This is digital drama, personal stakes, and viral attention all rolled into one explosive mess. Now, and I want you to be honest, who's winning this war in your eyes? Is it Curtis with the AI deepfakes, King with the relentless defense, or T.I. with his strategic lyrical strikes? Drop your take in the comments because, trust me, this conversation isn't over. Not even close. If you want to stay on top of every shocking update, every viral clip, and every behind-the-scenes twist in this saga, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications. We're here bringing the real stories, the wildest drama, and the truth behind the chaos, and you do not want to miss a single moment. This is only the beginning. Stay tuned.